Okay, guys. So I guess we are clear with the swap part.
Yes, sir.
So let me recap the commands for you guys. First of all, if we want to create a particular file swap, then we will use this particular command, fallocate. In order to format that, we need to use this particular command. But if the particular file which is created does not have 600 permission, then Linux operating system does not allow us to create that. Then after chmod command to change the permission to 600, then after once again we will check. We will format the particular file with the help of mkswap command, because mkswap is going to create a file system which is known as swap.
So,
Then
sir, in cloud we have means AWS, like we have option to increase only RAM after the instance after the instance creation. Only RAM, so it is fast.
without downtime.
Sorry.
Without downtime, you are talking about.
Yes, without downtime, our server is running.
No.
Okay.
And the particular way here is that you can only change the instance type.
Create a new instance.
Yes, you can change the instance type with the same hardware, same operating system. You can change the hardware template, which is currently, let us say it is running currently with 2 CPU and 4 GB of RAM. You can have maybe 4 CPU and 8 GB of RAM, or maybe 4 CPU and 16 GB of RAM.
Hello, sir. What's the difference between CPU cores and vCPU?
So CPU core, when we talk about the physical server, then it comes with CPU core, and vCPU means like virtual core, because one physical core may have like 8 virtual cores.
So in AWS, it is giving.
We
vCPU.
always get vCPUs.
Yes, sir. So how we can understand how much core it is available?
So end of the day, the number of CPU which you are going to have, that is a CPU for you. Like you need not to worry about the underlying hardware. But if you still are interested in knowing that, then what you can do here is there are a couple of commands which we can try running. There is a command known as DMI decode. So this will help you understand like what sort of hardware you are running with. So if you see here, DMI decode 3.2 SM BIOS data from sysfs, 11 structures occupying 399 like 359 bytes. What is the table handle and all this sort of information you can get. BIOS information. So vendor is Zen. So Zen is basically a particular hypervisor like KVM, VMware, and others. So Zen is the hypervisor. Version is Amazon 4, like version is 2.4.2 Amazon. The date you can check when this particular hardware was made available. Address, runtime, 64-bit, like PCI is supported. What is PCI? Guys, what is PCI?
Peripheral component interface.
Yes, that is supported here. You can check about BIOS version. So within this particular specification, guys, you will get to know like what is a particular core, like what particular what is a particular family type, like what sort of processor we are using, which manufacturer of it.
Then also hardware. If you talk about the hardware, what kind of a hardware Amazon is using? So it's showing the chassis information. So Zen also provide the hardware also, like.
Yes. So Zen is not only the virtualization, but it provides hardware as well.
Right.
But for us, if you talk about like chassis information, when you are talking about, so it does not only provide the like virtualization mechanism, but also it is a particular hardware as well. Moreover, that particular virtualization segment is the particular hardware for us. Right? Because we are working on a virtual machine. So like if you talk about here like memory, so what type of memory it is. If you talk about memory, array, mapped address, and handle like how memory is being handled here. So over here you can get to know about like different type of information.
So, but if we like in a nutshell, if we want to like know that but what kind of a hardware we are running on this instance or on hypervisor. So can we check it out?
No,
No, there is no way to check it out.
no, we cannot. So if you talk about here, then this is a particular hypervisor vendor, that is Zen. Now it is showing hypervisor vendor. If you run LSCPU, LSCPU is a command to check hardware information. Like you can check his CPU, like this is the particular model name, ES2676, what is like version, like what is clock speed, 2.40 gigahertz, Intel, Xeon, this is hardware. Like this is CPU information basically. CPU family. So I guess this
I
was.
have one doubt, one small doubt.
Mhm.
Like when we checking out, like somehow we when I run this command LSCPU, somewhere it showed like 4 CPUs and 4 core processor, 4 core per socket. So what is the difference between 4 CPU and 4 core?
So that is the okay. Then in that case, let me tell you one more thing here. Read this particular information. What is the vCPUs? 16.
Virtual CPU. Yes.
Yes. If you talk about valid core, only 8 cores are valid. Every single physical core has 2 valid core. It means this 8 are going to be 16 for you because every single CPU has 2 core per thread.
Like 8 into 2 is equal to 16.
Yes, that is why it is showing 16 virtual CPUs. Over here, it is not showing like core. It is not showing CPUs. It is showing core. Like how many actual cores you are going to get, and out of which, how many thread per core do you have? 8. And how many valid threads per core do we have? 1 and 2. So it means overall 2 cores, like 2 virtual CPUs, we are going to have per core of CPU. That is why 2, 4, 6, 8. Every valid core has 2 thread, or you can call that 2 CPU here, which are counted as virtual CPU. This is how it is calculated.
Okay. Thank you.
But sir, CPU is only one, right?
So basically, if we talk about like CPU chip is going to be one only.
Okay.
So here core is means virtual means CPU, right?
Core is CPU and vCPUs are like the particular thread per core.
Okay.
So that is why I just showed. I am trying to show you here each and everything which is related to CPU here.
So sir, in our means laptop means normal laptops, these vCPU not there, right? Only CPU is there.
Wait, so you might have heard about like core to duo or dual core.
Yes.
What does it mean? Or maybe after that we got a CPU with quad core.
इसमें 4 होते हैं
4
cores. Quad core हो गए, इसमें 4 होते हैं, core 2 में 2 होते थे.
But that is the use case.
Okay. थोड़ा सा confusion actually थोड़ा सा ज्यादा नहीं था, जो तो था लेकिन थोड़ा सा था डाउट, तो क्लियर करना ज्यादा बेटर है.
Not a problem. That's why we are sitting here.
Yeah.
Because I know this sort of information can be asked anytime, so I have to read all the things in advance. Otherwise,
आप क्लियर if you can like मुझे ना API का concept क्लियर नहीं हुआ कभी. API, what is API? तो like वो तो पता है जैसे माइक्रो सर्विसेज में हम यूज करते हैं API, तो API बेसिकली क्या होती है? कोई किसी तरह की कोई एप्लीकेशन है, प्रोग्रामिंग है, क्या है? अगर थोड़ा सा अगर आप बता दें like.
Okay, I can tell you that. Let us Google it. What is API? This is known as application programming interface. Okay, I'm just trying to show you some like info, like diagram, as you shall be able to understand. That's why I was trying to do a Google over here. So what happens? There is some database, right? So guys, okay, tell me one thing. Do we have access to okay, do you have your account on Facebook?
Yes.
Yes.
Everyone has, right? Okay, let us say that we have our account on Flipkart as well, Amazon, maybe XYZ website, wherever we purchase stuff from. So where our information is kept? In a database. That could be Oracle, MySQL, or maybe XYZ database. So guys, I want to know only one thing. Do you have access to the database directly?
No.
No? Okay. Then how do we get information about it? First of all, we have an application, or if we do not have a mobile, then we have a browser. Using browser, we start accessing that website. Whenever we will access, like for example, I'm running with Chrome right now. Okay, so this is my browser. Whenever I will enter the domain name, maybe flipkart.com or maybe yahoo.com, google.com, whatever, I will type in a domain name over here. Then it will try to fetch data. Where from it will try to fetch data? From database for sure, because where is my username and password is stored? Within a database. Then browser will not directly be given an access to reach out to the database, but there will be a particular front end. Front end means like web server, right? Then that web server will display, okay, you can enter your username here, you can enter your password here. So that particular stuff is shown with the help of web server, right? Now that web server will send request to some application server. Now what is application server? So basically these application servers are a combination of multiple APIs. And now what is API? API is known as application programming interface, where from maybe you can download a particular form, you can fill a particular form, you can verify your details. This API has access with some business logic, right? This API has some has access with some business logic to interact with database. This database does not provide direct information to browser, but there needs to have some business logic based on which database will provide information to API, and API will convert that information in such a format that will be easy to read and easy to understand by a particular end user, that is a browser. For example, if today I am trying to run my Facebook account from the same laptop, and tomorrow my brother or maybe someone from my family comes and tries to access like his or her or maybe their Facebook account, then this particular database does not understand that who is operating this laptop. This database understand only one thing. Okay, there is a particular browser where some user is trying to authenticate with their username and password, and I need to provide the information related to that account only. Okay, so let us say if right now I'm accessing Facebook, and after 2 hours, maybe my brother, like maybe my father or someone from my family comes and starts browsing the particular Facebook account from their ID. So what does this database understands? This understands the user, not the particular device, not the particular browser, right guys? So the APIs are the programming interface, or you can call that application programming interface, which are used to access the data from database, and then after the data will be served in a different format. Why it is so? Okay, how do we fetch data from MySQL database? Okay, first of all, we log into our server, then we run a command use, then after like MySQL -h-p username, maybe the host name, then after the database name, this sort of command we execute. Then after what do we do? Use, then the database name, then after select star from maybe XYZ table. That is how we extract the command. Or maybe we can run some logic, maybe we can have some joint there, maybe like left join, right join, inner join, outer join, whatever sort of like join we want to have with that particular query, we can easily have, right? But end of the day, if we are going to populate that data to customer in query format, will it look good?
No.
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 So in order to populate that data in some attractive and in some interactive format, so that is where the API comes into picture.
Hello, sir. What is
API
the
means, in short, it gives the interface where we can connect with the where we can put our information, like login card is there or some kind of login authentication. How this like a Flipkart or not Amazon, right?
Right.
But if we talk about the WordPress site, and over there, WordPress, if you're using a CMS content like WordPress, so over there, API roles plays.
Pardon?
If we talk about the WordPress
Yes,
site,
multiple APIs are there.
Okay.
ज्यादा से ज्यादा पोस्टमैन एपीआई काम करता है सर, मैं 2-3 बार जगह देखा हूँ.
So whatever website you interact with, everywhere APIs are available.
hello, sir? What is the use of federation?
Pardon?
Federation, sir. Actually, in ADFS is there, Active Directory Federation Service.
Yes, ADFS.
So sir, federation concept is similar to API, I think.
Yes.
So are they same means?
No, these are not same. There are some different logics. So like, let us say that if you have your on-prem data center where your Active Directory is configured, and now you would like to consume the Active Directory which is already running on data, like on-prem data center. And now what you are trying to do here is you are trying to access the same, what do I call? You are trying to access the same AD on AWS, but that is running in on-prem data center. So in that case, that Active Directory which is installed in on-prem data center, that will expose some APIs. And with the help of those APIs, this ADFS, like Active Directory Federation System, will be able to communicate and will be authenticated. Like discover on-prem application inventory and dependencies. This is known as application discovery service, right? And end of the day, ADFS is working like Active Directory, but actually it does not have the data source. Nice question. But thanks to God, I was knowing this as well. So are we clear so far, guys?
Yes. Yes, sir. What is the difference between REST API and API? REST API.
Okay. Understand, try to understand this. Whenever a customer is going to send some request, there will be some API. So that, like, what type of request a customer can send, either to get data or to post data, put or delete data. For example, I'm talking about my WhatsApp. I just want to remove my display picture. What would happen in that particular case, guys? I'm going to send a delete request. This REST API will try to understand, okay, that this will try to understand, okay, this is the customer ID, this is the particular query, this is the particular action user is trying to perform. This API will send the information to this database in a proper format. Moreover, when the response would come here, so that will be in the form of JSON or in the form of XML, because as soon as that particular picture will be deleted, so at least there has to be some or the other image. It could not be possible that the particular system can show me only blank, right? So even if I delete my profile picture, you can call that DP, display picture, then even the particular space will not be looking like a black hole. There has to be some or the other image which are default images, right? Where from do this picture come? So this REST API is going to ensure that if actual pictures of an user has been removed from the profile picture, then some default image has to be displayed there. Otherwise, that will look awkward, right? So that particular things are managed with REST APIs. So there are two APIs basically, REST and SOAP. SOAP API uses XML, only XML for exchanging information in its message format, whereas REST is not restricted to XML, and it is the choice of implementer which media or type to use XML, JSON, plain text. Moreover, REST API, REST can use SOAP protocol, but SOAP cannot use REST. So basically, you can understand this particular thing, that REST API is more powerful and more flexible in comparison to SOAP. There are two types of APIs, SOAP APIs and REST APIs. Right, guys? REST, okay, if you see here, REST is not restricted to XML. And it is the choice of implementer, which media type to use, like XML or JSON or plain text. Moreover, REST can use SOAP protocol, but SOAP cannot use REST. Clear with that, guys?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, what else we are going to study? So guys, I guess we have already discussed about links. Hard link, soft link.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, now tell me the difference between hard link and soft link.
Sir, if we delete a soft link, means if we delete the location of soft link, then the file will not get deleted. It is like temporary link, shortcut. And in hard link, it creates means it points to same location. And if we delete a hard link, then the file also get deleted.
Okay.
May I tell, sir?
Yeah, sure.
The soft link, hard link, sir, has four main differences. The first is soft link is based on the shortcut file, and hard link is like a backup file. And the second difference is if the original file is deleted, the link is broken and data is lost. It is in the soft link. And if it is the hard link, if the original file is deleted, then also the link will contain the data. Third is IO number of source and the link file is different. But in the hard link, IO node of source and link file is same. And the last, in soft link, it can be created across the partition, but hard link cannot be created across the partition.
Great. Sounds fantastic. Awesome. Now let's talk about grep command. So guys, do you know about grep command? I told earlier as well.
Regular expression. It is
General regular expression parser, that is known as grep. So first of all, guys, we need to understand there are a couple of options with grep. Man grep. So first of all, what sort of things we are going to do here? First of all, we are going to do there are some options like ignore case. If let us say I want to figure out a particular word which is written in capital or small, that sort of what I'm going to do, grep root from etc and password file. Did you get any output? If I say it should be case insensitive, whether it is written like this or maybe obviously I can do like that as well. So it means it is just focusing on the characters, not their specification, whether it is small or it is capital, right, guys? So -I is basically used to make the search case insensitive, right? Very first thing. Second thing here is, for example, I want to search in recursive manner. Now what happened here? I want to see wherever root word is written in /etc directory itself. So like it could be a directory. There could be some other directory inside this directory. There could be some other files, folders inside directory and directory. There could be like hierarchy of directories, right? So it is not only going to look for the particular word root inside a particular file or inside a particular folder, but if there are some other files and folders and there are some other directories inside directories, so it will do a recursive search. If you see here, like etc dbus-1 that system.d, then after nm dispatcher.conf, there is a particular file. After 3 directories, like this particular command found a file and it has displayed you the content of that. Policy to user equal to root. Right, guys?
What is the meaning of recursive here means?
Recursive means like it is going to look for all the directory structure way forward. For example, if I'm sitting here /etc and let us say sysconfig, right? So all the directories which are going to come after this, like etc sysconfig, it will look into that only. R stands for recursive. The path you will decide. Recursive means like if there are some other files or folder or directories inside that particular path, then it is basically going to look for the result under each and every single directory and each and every file available under those directories.
So without R, it will be give the current whatever the means current directory we have, it will give the output, and with R, it will give the means whatever the entire inside the directory inside the directory, it will give the output like that.
Yes. See guys, very interesting thing. Over here, the root is written in a different format, neither in capital nor in small. R capital, O-O-T in small. Over here, root is written in small. Over here, root is written in capital. So every type of format, this command is capable enough to figure out. Right? So I'm going to say here /etc. Now guys, see, there is one interesting thing. I have like mentioned one more command here that is known as L for list. Now it is not going to print the data, like whatever output is there, it is not going to print the output, but it is just going to print the like name of the files where this type of word is mentioned. Are we clear with that?
Can you come again? What is the exact use of this?
So the exact use of this particular parameter RIL here is it will not list the particular content. If you see earlier, we were seeing here the particular content as well. Under which particular file, what type of content is there, right? Like kdump include this particular content. If we see here like SSD root permit login, this is the particular file. This contains this particular content. This particular file contains this content. But if we run this particular L parameter with previous command RIL recursive, case insensitive, and L for listing for the file, then it is going to list the file names only. Later on, if you want, let us say if you would like to figure out like maybe etc crontab file. So what you can do here is you can define the file name, and if you want to read the content, then guys you will have to define here RIL. Okay, not L, because we need to check the content. You will remove L and it will show you the content. Now guys, what if I do not want to read only this particular, I would like to read a couple of other lines. So I will define -A5. What does it mean? It will not only print the information. It will not only print the information, but 5 lines after that text. Right? -A stands for after 5. this is like A5 is number only. Like if I want to print only 2, so I will print A2 here. So you will get to know like only like one is blank line and second one is data line, which are getting printed here. Right, guys? The same thing stands for B. Maybe what I can do here is -B1. So it will print one line before the particular like matching content. B1 stands for one line before the content. And if you really want to see whether the particular the command is working really fine or not, you can read here. This is the particular exact text which we were looking for. Right, guys?
Yes, sir.
For example, now I would like to search in such a way that 2 lines before and 5 lines after. And let us say rather than A2, I can define maybe A8. This is how the grep command works. There are other parameters as well. And for that, guys, definitely you can look for man pages of this command. As much as you will try to explore, that will be providing you additional utilities. Because there is no specific pattern, there is no specific command to use grep. That will be completely customized based on your requirement only. But the mostly used command here is grep -RIL, then the particular text, then after the directory. This is the mostly used command. What personally I have been using so far. Because first of all, if I get to know about the particular file, that where is the content available, then definitely I can look into that. I can maybe run a cat command with that, or maybe I can open with that with VI or VIM editor, right? Guys, we have discussed find command already, or do we need to discuss that again? So guys, if I run find command only, it is going to tell me that these are the particular files or folders available within this particular command. Guys, what is word count here? WC command we discussed earlier, right? WC-L.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Okay, so we are going to see here 33. What command we are going to see? What is output? Guys, very interesting and funny question was there when I was facing an interview. A person asked me, okay, let us say ls command is not working in my operating system, or let us say ls command is removed by mistake or maybe knowingly. Now, if I need to find the number of files within any directory, how will you do it? The question is really weird. I don't know why do people ask these sort of questions, but yes, if there is a question, then there has to be an answer as well, right? So I'm telling you the particular way. If ls command is not working, run the find command. That will list down all the files and directories within that particular folder. For example, like find /etc. So etc will, this find command will help you identify all the files and folders inside this particular. This is working like ls/etc. Is that so, guys? This is working the same way as it should work.
But it doesn't show the the file attributes, like the nature of the file, like directory, regular. With the help of the colors, we can identify what kind of file.
Now, guys, there is another command. Let us say, obviously, when see, like one command can be utilized in place of other command, but that cannot replace it ideally, right? So, for example, there is a particular command. For example, this kdum. Now, you would like to know the permission and other. Then there is a command known as stat. Then the file name. Complete information like type is file name is kdum, size is this, how many blocks are there. I like IO blocks, regular file, device, like where it is actually located, what is the inode, how many links are available, access 0664, not 664, that is 0644, UID, group ID, context, SLNS context, this particular text is talking about, access, modify, change, birth. Every single information is available. For example, if I run a command touch/temp, maybe demo file, I run a command stat, read the information. Right, guys?
And what is that it is device means here, like CA02H?
So
Something final set.
basically, this is the physical location of this particular inode.
Okay.
So as you asked a question, okay, how can we do it? So the particular way which I'm trying to tell you here is that ideally we cannot replace one command with another, but yes, there are ways that we can get the same output of the command. Like whatever we want to get, we can get, right? So the answer here is, if ls command is not working, then in that particular case, guys, what can be done here is, like we can easily understand and we can easily figure out the particular files available in a directory with the help of find command. And in order to check permission, then obviously later on we will have to use stat command for that.
And with the ls and ll are both the same, so ls will not work, so the ll will also not work, right?
ll is not a command. So basically these are some aliases. LL is not a command. Basically this is alias created for global users, and the alias are written in the bash RC file. So that must be available within global bash RC file, etc bash RC file. Right, guys? So guys,
actually,
yes,
let's say like man command sometimes creates a lot of confusion, because for like sometimes we got stuck, so man command doesn't fit bets for us. So I actually read somewhere like it founded some kind of a tool, modern Linux tool, that is a TLDR.
Pardon?
I found some modern Linux tool, TLDR is a kind of a command, like a tool or a utility which help us to give some kind of like references how to use that command. It's like a tool, basically we have to install it.
Maybe, like I have not used that.
But I found it very useful and interesting.
I want to just say something, that this meeting is going to go over within the next 1 minute. I'm sorry, this hassle will be like not available tomorrow. So let us take a break of 10 minutes. After that, we will continue, right?
Right, sir. Okay.
I'll ping in the group. Just 10 minutes break, right?